All right, I got a cable here. We can make this box a little more functional. It is a USB to USB extension, I guess. Yeah, it's USB-B to USB-B. Is that the way you say it? It will be used on this board. I already have a power connector hooked up, but this will go in here, and then this will go onto the back panel. And yeah, let's put that in. All right, this is perfect IMSAI guy quality. There was already a hole here for the big RS-232 style connector for the parallel port. And there's already a hole drilled, and there's already a slot that's big enough, and it bolts right in there, and it is a little wiggly, but hey, it's good enough. It's good enough for IMSAI guy. If it's good enough for IMSAI guy, it's good enough for me. Yeah, so there you go. I'm just going to go with it. Close enough, because how many times am I going to disconnect this thing? Very, very, very rarely. Yeah, so we're good to go. I'm still waiting for the daughter card for this thing, and then we'll proceed from there. All right, let's put a label on this thing. Good enough. Gerbil. That's going to drive me crazy. It's crooked. It's crooked. Are you that way? Does it have to be perfect? Are you as autistic as me? I don't know. I don't know if that's autism or vanity or sense of pride or just an annoyance, whatever you want to call it. It just wasn't right. It just wasn't right. Okay, that makes me happy. All right, well, not all projects are puppy dogs and rainbows and stuff. I did get the box completely working, and I have really nice electronics, but that's not the problem with the project. But let's go over and see what I did here. Let's see if I can move this over to see the camera. So I did replace the board here, right? And so now I have the GRBL, whatever it is, software running, and it all fits in here nice. What I found was, though, my old motor controllers were too slow. This puts out quick pulses, and my old controllers were just too slow. So luckily things are really cheap these days. So I got 3 controllers for $25, you know, Amazon Prime. So these are 4 amp drivers, and you can set them, configure them, so they're configured for 3 amps, which are my boards, and they work absolutely flawless. So the whole project is working good. So what is the problem then? Well, couple-fold. One is that once I got it up and running, I'm moving the motors, I did a bad thing. All right, so this is what used to be the x-axis, and one of the problems that I didn't like on my original design was I had non-matching lead screws. So I had 5mm pitch lead screws on Z and Y, but I had this particular ball screw, and you know, it worked great. So I went ahead and used it, even though it was too short, right? But it's what I had. I didn't want to spend any money, or any more money. I spent enough money on this thing. And I wanted to get up and running. That was the biggest driver, is time, right? It took a long time to design this thing and build it. I just wanted to get it up and running. It was one of those things where I just wanted it to work. And so the screw was too short, and it was the wrong size. Well, I finally got it running, and zipping back and forth, and I hadn't put in the limit switches correctly yet, and it ran the ball screw right off the end of the shaft. And that's a real pain. That is a real pain. So my intention is to put in a longer lead screw, so it won't happen again. I'll put in a physical stop, so it won't happen again, and put in a 5mm pitch. This is the 2mm pitch. Put in a 5mm pitch screw. So the other thing I didn't like was my limit switches. The limit switches are fine, but they're just wonky. They move around. They're not easy to adjust. And with these days, with my 3D printer and stuff, I can make a lot of things like this custom with plastic, and I don't have to worry about spending a whole bunch of time machining and stuff. So I would redesign how I have the switches set in. The other thing that I would do is I would redo the wiring to have shielded wiring. You really need shielded wiring, especially if you're pumping in 3 amps, and it can introduce noise, and that just gets in the way. So anyway, yeah, obviously the thing is torn apart now. So I put my new router into the box, and I was going to have to make a decision anyway. I don't have any room. Everybody knows I have a really, really small shop. And I was going to have to make a decision whether to keep this one or fix up the other one and then find a home for this one. What I'm going to do right now is live with this one for a while, because I don't know, it's almost it's almost everything I need, right? It's a little bit smaller in horsepower, but it's not a lot, and it's a little bit smaller in travel. Yeah, that would definitely be limiting, but I'm not doing many big things, and I think this router will be doing just fine. It has basically the same construction. It has nice 1/2 inch or 3/8 inch. I think mine's 1/2 inch. This is 3/8 inch, probably 10mm aluminum. So the Z-axis is almost identical to the one that I built. Yeah, almost identical. The controller is all nice and pretty. I 3D printed a little tray over here to hold extra bits and stuff, so that's good. My old router bits are in the back there, waiting to be resurrected someday, maybe. I do have another ball screw. I don't think this one. Yeah, this one's not the right size either. So see, I had a bunch of. This is another 2mm ball screw. So I don't know where I got these. And I think it was just before I knew anything. I could probably replace the one that I took. The ball fell off the end. Not only did the ball fall off the end, but some of the Teflon packing and stuff came out. So it's just a disaster to put back together. I could put this one in, but then I would have a really limited short travel, and I'd still have the problem with going off the end again. So yeah, time to get a new ball screw. I think it'd be about $45, $50 for another ball screw. This one's got a nice big E-stop on it, which is cool. The other thing I really like about this design are these knobs, okay? So a lot of times you kind of just get off into Never Never Land, and it's nice to be able to grab these knobs and put yourself right back where you should be before you turn it back on. Especially if you're like past a limit switch and you need to bring yourself in again so it's happy. The limit switches are done nicely, and anyway, it's a better design. It's a better design. So I think I'll get inspiration with this one and maybe steal some ideas off of their design and put them into my old one, if I ever get around to it. I really don't know if I will, because this one really does what I need it to do. And I've got a box for it, so it can live here. It can definitely live here.